Hey, so it's super fucking cold today. Like, really fucking cold. Actually, I think I could probably put a number to that. It is 59 with intense wind today. Um, that's California cold, and I'm super skinny, so that's cold to me. You can call me a, you know, bunch of different things in the comments, uh, making fun of the size of my manhood or whatever. Whatever makes you happy that, I'm skinny as all hell and can't stand the cold. Uh, but yeah, no, I was doing my walk and, trying to talk to everybody that I could possibly see and do my exercises and everything like that because, all the outside exercise equipment. And just the cold wind, like, like if it was just like a breeze, it would have been nice. But the fact it was like super cold, I was like chattering and everything like that. My nipples are diamonds right now. Like I could cut diamond with this. It's ridiculous. My junk has receded into my body, is how cold it is. My ice cold heart has once again frozen over. That's how cold it is. That's yeah. It's not as cold. It's 59, but there's a breeze, so it's not pleasant. It's not pleasant at all. I'm a whole 89 pounds of absolutely nothing. Basically, just a skeleton with a skin suit lightly wrapped over it. Um, and yeah, I get cold easy. Yeah, super easy. But yeah, I was trying to do my exercises and everything like that, and it was hard to stay focused, to just keep doing anything at all. I was over there and I was doing my exercises, and like there was a point where I was on one of the machines, and I just kind of like stopped moving for a second because like my body was just like, it is way too cold to fucking move. I'm just gonna stay here for a minute. And then I was like, nope, if I stay here, it's gonna hurt more later. So I gotta just power through. So I just yeah. Um yeah, that being said, today's been not that long, to be honest. I haven't exactly had much of a day. I woke up a couple hours ago and went off and did this. So I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do later. So I'm just kind of waiting on like a callback or an email or something saying that SpaceX has accepted or rejected my reapplication. So we'll see how that goes. And just in case anybody was curious yesterday when I posted where I was applying or reapplying to, that's it. I don't know. I was trying not to say the name in the last one because reasons. I don't know. I don't even know if I should be saying the name here. But yeah, I don't know. Point is, I reapplied, and we'll see how well it goes. I'm still gonna try to upload daily, like I said. Uh, if I manage to get the job, we'll see. Um, but if not, then it's whatever. I could always go to prostitution. I'm sorry. Sex working. I don't know. It's it's retarded. I'm sorry. It's so bad. I've been trying so hard this past year and some time that I've been out to try to get a job, and you'd think that COVID basically dying down as much as it has. Not that it's completely gone. In fact, it's still very, very prevalent. Um, but the fact that, like, places are opening up again, they're stopping with, like, the mandates and everything, you'd think that it'd be a lot easier to start finding jobs now with, things opening up. But that's both true and untrue. A lot of these jobs are being swooped up by people who, lost their jobs over the pandemic. And a lot of them are bullshit. Complete bullshit. I applied to, we'll say, a nameless restaurant. I'm going to call it McDonald's. And they basically had, like, this, for hire sign or whatever. Just, like, in the window that they just put up recently. And I know they put it up recently because I was basically outside the day they put it in the freaking window. I decided, screw it. I'm going to go ahead and call. I'm going to put in an application, whatever. It's a job. I don't want to do it, but it's a job. I didn't make that known that I didn't want to do it. But, money's money. So, I doctor this, like, really nice, like, resume and everything like that. It's got all the points I need. It looks very professional. The only things I don't have are, like, a food handler's license, which I can get pretty easily. I had it once before when I used to live out in Arizona. I just, haven't renewed it in 6 years, something like that. But, yeah, it's not like it's hard. So, I basically, I get on a phone call with this guy after, a couple of days of waiting on the application. And he basically just goes, "Oh, yeah, no, we're not actually hiring. We're actually overstaffed right now." I was like, I saw, like, a for hire sign in the window the other day. I just saw that put up not too long ago. He's like, "Oh, no, that's been up for a few years now." I was like, I was there the day they put it in the window. And he was just like, "Look, we're not hiring right now, and sorry. That's all I can say." So, I decided, whatever, it's McDonald's, I don't want to work there anyway, and if he stiffs me, it's fine. But the fact that he lied to me about it, because I went back the next day, and, like, I literally saw somebody in the actual McDonald's, or whatever, in the restaurant, in said restaurant, that he was applying, he was handing in his resume and everything. They're like, "Yeah, we'll give you a call. And I can understand, like, if they have, like, a standard of, like, trying to hire, like, the less fortunate or something like that. That would make sense. But at least tell me something like that. Don't just lead me on. That's bad. That's a terrible business practice. But, I don't know. Other than that, this whole applying process has probably been the most demoralizing thing ever. Uh, you know, basically writing down what you're worth on a piece of paper, handing that to an employer, and them going, "Sorry, it's not enough," or even worse, them saying, "Sorry, you have too many qualifications. You're what we like to call overqualified. So we're not going to hire you. Sorry." Which has always been a dumb thing to me. Like, if you're so low at the point where you're trying to get a job at, say, a McDonald's, why would you be applying if this wasn't, like, your only option or the only available option? Because I can get the idea of, "Oh, well, we just don't want to have to pay them more." Why? Pay somebody what they're worth, not for a fucking position. It's stupid. I want to get paid what I'm worth. I don't know what that is yet, but hey, we'll find out, right? Next time on, uh, yeah, Phoenix Square X. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm on so many different tangents right now. It's not even funny. Well, it's a little funny, but I I've been trying to like think of different ways that I can try to help better myself as well. Um, I talked to my mentors the other day, and essentially he was telling me that. So I guess let me start in the beginning. Um, I've mentioned in the past um, that I have a seizure disorder, um, and I brought the idea of that whole thing up to my mentor and everything like that, and his wife is she's an ER nurse, I think. But like a pediatrics, I think. I don't know, but she has connections. So she started doing research, and so did he. And essentially, they in the friendliest way that I've heard it told to me, tried to tell me that it's essentially something that is more or less just in my head, but it's not like there's anything physically or mentally wrong. It's basically like I don't know how to process stress properly. So I essentially do that to myself to uh, avoid something, I guess, whatever the source of stress would be or something. Um, and I guess a little bit of that kind of makes sense. But at the same time, like, on what level would I be doing this to myself? Why would I want any of this? Um, I don't know. It got to a point where I was stressed about it happening basically every single day. And when it didn't, I would be happy. And when it did, I would dread every single day after that, thinking that another one was just right around the corner. So when when he finally told me that and everything like that, it didn't make me feel great. But I'm gonna take the advice and try to will myself into not having another one. If that even makes any sense. The idea of, mind over matter in probably the most literal sense. The idea that I can outthink my own mental disorder. And the best way that I can do that is by saying that I don't have one to begin with. Yeah. That I'm completely and perfectly healthy in every which way, which kind of makes sense, to a certain extent. Like, over the many years, I've constantly told myself, like, I never get sick. I never, ever get sick. If I do, it's like once every couple of years, and like even then it's for like maybe a day. But I'm never sick. I have allergies, but I never get sick. And a little part of me thinks that that's more mental willpower than my body's super strong immune system. Though I feel like it's essentially like my brain is like the hype man for my immune system. My immune system's just over here like, hey man, I don't know if I can do it. My brain's like, come on man, we never get sick. You're a pro at this shit. You got this. And my immune system's just like, yeah, you know what? I got this. What's that? The cold? Out of here. But yeah. No, like I don't remember the last time I was actually like vaccinated for certain things. I got the COVID and everything like that, because mandatory, I guess. Um, but I didn't get like any boosters or anything like that because I didn't feel like I needed it. Like I didn't feel I needed it because what would be the point? I have gone this far without getting it. So, in my opinion, I'm not a doctor, so don't take my advice. In no way am I a doctor, in no way is my advice or personal opinions medically advisable. Do not do what I do. But, in my personal opinion, I haven't gotten it yet. Granted, I still thought, at the time that I still should get vaccinated because I don't want to die or lose, 50% of my lung capacity. Because I've already had friends who have died from this. Well, a friend who's died from it. But, yeah, I didn't want to do his memory dirty. So I was like, yeah, you know what? Most jobs are likely going to require me to have it anyway. What's the harm? So I eventually went out and got it, after so long. And I still haven't gotten the virus itself. So I'm fine. Granted, I don't want to put that in the air and, jinx myself or anything like that, but I'm fine. Most people that get it when they're actually vaxxed and everything like that are able to walk away pretty much completely fine. Whereas, if you get it and you're not, it can be a little more complicated. That being said, though, I went on a hell of a tangent. I am so sorry. Where the hell was I going with this? Right, mind over matter. I do believe that to a certain extent, if you can outthink your situation, you can usually prevail. Granted, that shouldn't be applied to everything. In no way am I advising that be applied to anything or everything or whatever. All I'm saying is that in the grand scheme of things, your mind is the supercomputer running this engine, running this complicated vehicle. And if you can rewire the computer to basically make it so that the engine itself does something just a little different to benefit, then I think it's worth it, I think it's worth trying to rewire your brain just a little bit. But I think the issue is a lot of people aren't willing to try to rewire their brain, like hypochondriacs. They will constantly think that they will always be sick. They're constantly thinking about it, so they will pretty much always be sick. That's not to say that they, that's not to say that they're mentally weak. I mean, I'm not saying that they aren't. But, anybody that's essentially, can read, a description of, any disease or whatever and go, I think I have that, is definitely just a little crazy, in my opinion. I don't know. As a quick example, I had a buddy who was a hypochondriac, and I was describing, he didn't know the word hypochondria, but I was basically looking up a definition of it, and I was trying to give him, all the little signs and everything like that. It was hyperparanoia or something like that, and a bunch of other little things. And I was basically just like riddling these off, and I was like, "Do you think this is something that you might have?" He was like, "Dude, I think I've probably had that my entire life. What does it say that you can do to treat it?" And I'm like, "Stop worrying." And he's like, "What do you mean? I don't understand. Is there like a medicine or something you can take?" Placebo and a better thought life. I don't know that I actually said these things, but I wish I did. um, but you know, I say. With that being said, though, I probably should let you go. Probably watch something a little more interesting. Like a, I don't know, Fox News beating a baby seal. I don't. That I'm so sorry. That was so dark. That's not as dark as I can go. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Uh, go watch a cat video. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Either way. Till next time. Peace.